How's the break been? What's it been like here with not having any games for a while?
It's been obviously nice to reflect and kind of have a little bit of a pause and a little bit of a chance to kind of regroup. We always use the time effectively. Obviously we've had players away on international duty. Just a chance to really focus on the individual and make them better.
And you've got back-to-back games against the same opposition now, so will you treat those two matches equally? Will you rotate a bit? What's the thinking?
We'll definitely rotate. We take one game at a time, obviously, and the league game is one which has got our full focus. Obviously it's the same preparation for both, the messages don't change, so we'll see how we come after Sunday's game, and then we'll pick a line-up for the Wednesday.
And what does the rivalry mean to you between Durham and Sunderland? Because obviously it's one that only really exists in women's football. It's not like you're playing Newcastle, but does it still have catch the same attention for you and for fans, do you think?
I think it's important. You're obviously in the same area of the country. You're competing for probably the same kind of audience. But I think they're a great occasion where both sets of fans come together, and hopefully it'll be a good occasion for everyone to watch some really good football.
What do you make of Durham, how they've done this season? They're kind of playing about the same level as they were last year, I think. Yeah,
they're a good team. They've got some really good individual players, which we need to make sure we keep them quiet. But yeah, they've always been a tough working team, and we're certainly going to have to be at the races on Sunday when we go over to Maiden Castle.
Sorry. No, go on. Hi Mel. Obviously geographically it's a good derby, but over the years it's been very competitive as well. How do you see this one shaping up, given where you guys both are in the table?
I think every game's competitive, whether it's a local derby or whether you're playing lose like we did in the last championship game. We want to win, we want to get 3 points, we want to keep our run going for as long as possible.
And it's a great run that you're on at the moment. Obviously having the break when you have, how important is it to kind of pick up that momentum again as you go back into it?
Yeah, sometimes it's tough because you want to play game after game, every other weekend, but we've trained really hard this week, and we've got another double session on a Thursday for us, so we get all our work done, and hopefully we go into the game flying on Sunday.
Thank you very much. Just the sort of the new model we have now, when you have breaks like this, does it give you more time to focus on the players than you might have had, for example, in the past?
Yeah, absolutely. It gives you a chance to give them some time off to recover, which being a full-time footballer, they actually can have that time off, and they're not worried about going to another job or anything like that. And I think that's important to kind of have a bit of a mental break as well, because when you're in and you're playing weekly, it's draining at times. So having that kind of rest away from football is just as important. But when they're present in the building, they want to learn, they're curious. We get some really good work done in small groups or individually, and collectively it obviously helps the team.
And you win just before the international break, so you 18 points. You've matched last season's tally in 8 games.
Yeah.
It sums up the progress you've made in a very short space of time.
Yeah, we're delighted to get the points on the board early. Wasn't 100% sure how the season was going to go, and but the way that we've started the campaign has been unbelievable. We've got a very talented group at our disposal. They're like sponges. They want to learn, and their application through what we're asking them to do has been fantastic.
What was you said you didn't quite know how the season was going to go? Was it about just consolidating first and foremost, and does that change a little bit now you've got yourselves in this position, or do you still kind of keep that initial focusing on just consolidating at this level, because there's been a lot of change obviously at the club?
Yeah, obviously the amount of new players that we brought in, it was a worry that would it take them long to kind of gel together, and I think it was evident for us to see as staff that they gelled pretty quickly. And delighted to get the points total that we've got so far, which took all season to get last year. So we put myself in a fantastic position. The group's hungry to keep going. They're really, really motivated to keep them points, going up. So, again, we just take it one game at a time. I know it's very cliche and it's probably not what you want to hear, but that's exactly what we do, and we try and be focused and consistent with everything that we do.
Lastly for me, you mentioned players away and what have you at the moment, sort of squad-wise, how are you looking at any new injuries, or you've been pretty much full strength for most of the season, which must be pleasing for you?
Yeah, obviously Louise pulled her hamstring against Lewes, so she will miss Sunday's game against Durham. She's actually back running quite quickly. If Louise could pick the team, Louise would be playing on Sunday. That's how eager she is to play, which shows the spirit amongst the group. They don't want to be missing games. Again, we're not going to rush her back. Hopefully she'll definitely be back for Blackburn. We've got a couple of little niggles, and we'll just have to wait and see come Sunday, but whatever side goes out there will be a competitive one.